the heart of a forgotten town, where the cobblestones whispered secrets of the past, there stood an ancient furnace. It loomed like a titan, its bricks darkened by the soot of countless fires, its belly a cavernous maw that had once devoured the hopes and dreams of those who dared to stoke its flames. The townsfolk, weary from the weight of their own lives, spoke of it in hushed tones, as if the very mention of its name could summon the specters of pride, death, and folly that lingered in its shadow. The furnace had a history, a tale woven into the fabric of the town itself. It was said that long ago, a proud blacksmith named Alaric had forged his legacy within its fiery embrace. With each strike of his hammer, he shaped not only iron, but the very essence of his being. He was a man of ambition, his heart ablaze with dreams of grandeur. The townsfolk marveled at his creations, each piece a testament to his skill, each spark a flicker of his pride. But pride, as the old adage goes, comes before a fall. Alaric, intoxicated by his own brilliance, began to believe he was invincible. He sought to create a masterpiece that would immortalize his name, a sword so magnificent that it would be whispered about for generations. He poured his soul into the furnace, feeding it with the finest ores, the rarest metals, and the essence of his very being. The flames roared in response, a symphony of heat and light that danced in the night. Yet, as the furnace consumed his offerings, it also consumed him. Alaric became a ghost of his former self, his body weary, his spirit frayed. He toiled day and night, oblivious to the world outside, blind to the whispers of the townsfolk who once admired him. They spoke of his folly, of how he had sacrificed everything for a fleeting moment of glory. But Alaric, lost in his obsession, could not hear their warnings. One fateful night, as the moon hung low and heavy in the sky, Alaric stood before the furnace, his heart racing with anticipation. He had finally crafted the sword of his dreams, a blade that shimmered with an otherworldly light. It was a thing of beauty, a testament to his skill and determination. But as he reached for it, a chill swept through the air, a foreboding whisper that echoed in the depths of his mind. "Beware, Alaric," it seemed to say, "for pride is a double-edged sword." But the blacksmith, blinded by his ambition, paid no heed. He grasped the hilt of the sword, feeling the heat radiate from the blade, a warmth that coursed through his veins. In that moment, he felt invincible, a god among men. He raised the sword high, ready to claim his place in history, when suddenly the furnace erupted in a cacophony of sound. Flames roared, and the very earth trembled beneath his feet. In a blinding flash, the furnace unleashed its fury. The flames surged forth, engulfing Alaric in a fiery embrace. The townsfolk, drawn by the commotion, rushed to the scene, their hearts heavy with dread. They found the furnace belching smoke and fire, but Alaric was nowhere to be seen. All that remained was the sword, now twisted and blackened, a cruel reminder of the price of pride. Days turned into weeks, and the town mourned the loss of their once great blacksmith. The furnace, now a hollow shell, stood as a monument to his folly. It became a place of dread, a reminder of the dangers of ambition unchecked. The townsfolk avoided it, their hearts heavy with the weight of Alaric's legacy. They spoke of him in whispers, a cautionary tale for those who dared to dream too big. But as time passed, the memory of Alaric began to fade, and the furnace fell into disrepair. Weeds crept through the cracks in the cobblestones, and the once mighty structure became a mere shadow of its former self. Yet, the whispers of pride, death, and folly lingered in the air, a haunting melody that echoed through the empty streets. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the town. A young girl named Alara wandered near the furnace. She was a curious soul, her heart filled with dreams of her own. The townsfolk had warned her to stay away, to heed the lessons of the past, but the allure of the furnace was too strong. She approached it, her heart racing with a mix of fear and excitement. As she stood before the crumbling structure, she felt a strange pull, as if the furnace itself was calling to her. She could almost hear the echoes of Alaric's hammer striking the anvil, the flames dancing in rhythm with his heartbeat. In that moment, she felt a connection to the blacksmith, a kinship born of ambition and desire. Alara reached out, her fingers brushing against the cold bricks of the furnace. She closed her eyes, envisioning the fire that once roared within, the dreams that had been forged in its depths. But as she opened her eyes, a chill swept through the air, and the whispers grew louder, wrapping around her like a shroud. "Beware, child," they seemed to say, "for pride is a double-edged sword." But Alara, emboldened by her dreams, pressed on. She imagined herself as a blacksmith, her own legacy waiting to be forged. She envisioned a world where her creations would inspire others, where her name would be etched in the annals of history. The furnace, though silent, seemed to pulse with energy, urging her to take the leap. Days turned into weeks, and Alara returned to the furnace time and again. She gathered scraps of metal, remnants of Alaric's past, and began to shape them into her own creations. With each strike of her hammer, she felt the weight of pride settle upon her shoulders, a mantle she wore with both honor and trepidation. The townsfolk watched from a distance, their hearts heavy with memories of Alaric, their minds clouded with the lessons of the past. But Alara was undeterred. She poured her heart into her work, her spirit ignited by the flames of ambition. The furnace, once a symbol of dread, became her sanctuary, a place where dreams took flight. She crafted trinkets and tools, each piece a reflection of her soul, each creation a step toward her own legacy. Yet, as the days turned into months, the whispers grew louder, a cacophony of warnings that echoed in her mind. "Beware, child," they cried, "for pride is a double-edged sword." Alara felt the weight of their words, the burden of ambition pressing down upon her. She began to question her path, to wonder if she was destined to repeat the mistakes of the past. One fateful night, as the moon hung low and heavy in the sky, Alara stood before the furnace, her heart racing with uncertainty. She had crafted a piece unlike any other, a pendant that shimmered with an ethereal light. It was a thing of beauty, a testament to her skill and determination. But as she reached for it, a chill swept through the air, a foreboding whisper that echoed in the depths of her mind. "Beware, Alara," it seemed to say, "for pride is a double-edged sword." But the young girl, emboldened by her dreams, paid no heed. She grasped the pendant, feeling the warmth radiate from it, a glow that coursed through her veins. In that moment, she felt invincible, a creator among mortals. She raised the pendant high, ready to claim her place in history, when suddenly the furnace erupted in a cacophony of sound. Flames roared, and the very earth trembled beneath her feet. In a blinding flash, the furnace unleashed its fury. The flames surged forth, engulfing Alara in a fiery embrace. The townsfolk, drawn by the commotion, rushed to the scene, their hearts heavy with dread. They found the furnace belching smoke and fire, but Alara was nowhere to be seen. All that remained was the pendant, now twisted and blackened, a cruel reminder of the price of pride. Days turned into weeks, and the town mourned the loss of their bright star. The furnace, now a hollow shell, stood as a monument to her folly. It became a place of dread, a reminder of the dangers of ambition unchecked. The townsfolk avoided it, their hearts heavy with the weight of Alara's legacy. They spoke of her in whispers, a cautionary tale for those who dared to dream too big. And so, the furnace stood, a silent witness to the cycle of pride, death, and folly. It loomed over the town, a dreadful reminder of the dreams that had been forged within its depths and the souls that had been consumed by the flames of ambition. The cobblestones, once vibrant with life, now lay silent, echoing the whispers of the past, a haunting melody that lingered in the air. In the heart of the town, the furnace remained, a testament to the dreams that had burned bright and the souls that had been lost in the fire. It stood as a reminder that pride, though a powerful force, could lead to folly, and that the flames of ambition, if left unchecked, could consume even the brightest of stars.